Hi everyone. Today I'm going to read you a very sweet story I found. Actually, it was given to me by my friend Robin, and it's called Not Quite Narwhal. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Not Quite Narwhal by Jessie, Sima. For Harry and Mary Ellen, who always brought rainbows into my life. Kelp was born deep in the ocean. He knew early on that he was different from the other narwhals. His tusk wasn't as long as everyone else's, and he had different taste in food. He wasn't a very good swimmer. It looks like he has swimmies on. Do you guys wear swimmies when you swim? But his friends didn't seem to mind, so Kelp decided he wouldn't either. That is, until he was swept away by a strong current. Oh, I wish I were a better swimmer, he thought. Kelp found himself at the surface, closer to land than he'd ever been before. High up on a cliff, he spotted a mysterious, sparkling creature. It looked so familiar. It looked like Kelp. Kelp swam toward land as fast as he could, which wasn't very fast at all, hoping that he could catch up with the creature that looked just like him. When he finally reached the shore, Kelp felt a bit anxious as he'd never left the ocean. He was nervous about walking for the first time, but the land creatures made it look so easy. Everything on land was strange and beautiful, but it was also scary. Kelp began to think he might never find the creature that looked just like him, but as he stumbled out of the forest, land narwhals. Look at all of them. Actually, we're unicorns. And by the looks of it, so are you, they said to Kelp. Kelp had never heard of unicorns before. They taught him all sorts of new things about his tusk. We call them horns. Look, you guys, he made a rainbow out of his horn. They introduced him to unicorn delicacies. That's a unicorn truck. It looks like a snow cone to me. And they showed him how to gallop. He's better at that than swimming, isn't he? There was no doubt that Kelp was, in fact, a unicorn. He was having so much fun that he didn't want to leave. But then he remembered all of his friends under the sea. Kelp missed them terribly. So he said goodbye to the unicorns and returned to the ocean. Come back soon, the unicorns said. Kelp swam toward home as fast as he could, which wasn't very fast at all, hoping that the narwhal would still like him now that he was a unicorn. When he finally arrived, Kelp had butterflies in his stomach. Welcome home. Look at the big sign they made for him. Kelp, one of the narwhals yelled. Kelp took a deep breath and told his friends the news. It turns out I'm not a narwhal. Well, of course you aren't. I am a unicorn. Well, we all knew that. They took it quite well. Kelp was so happy to be home, but now that he'd experienced life on Earth with the unicorns, he couldn't seem to forget them. Did he want to be a land narwhal with the unicorns? Or a sea unicorn with the narwhals? Kelp couldn't decide, but he realized that maybe, just maybe, he didn't have to choose. The end. Oh, doesn't that look like fun? The narwhals and the unicorns are all playing together. So that was a wonderful lesson that Kelp learned, that he kind of thought he belonged to one group, then he thought he belonged to the other, and then he realized he could belong to both, and everybody could play happily together. What a nice story. Looks like they're having so much fun. I hope you enjoyed this one. I did. I'll be back to read to you soon. Have a great day, everyone.